Welcome to Smart Business Show, episode 150. Woohoo! No celebration. For January 19th, I'm actually recording this about a week earlier, so I'm giving you an update on week 2, which is January 8th to 12th of my 12-week year. So I'm already behind. How's that look? As I look at my 12-week year plan. Anyway, I spent between Christmas and New Year's, and I went out and actually spent about 3 hours just sitting down and planning out my new year. So I started my new notebook. It's a bullet journal, official Leutsch term bullet journal. I actually started with a few pages up front, and I'll tell you what they are, outside of like the future log and everything else, which I'm going to talk about a whole bunch in February. I was writing it yesterday. It's like 50,000 words. Anyway, so what I did was my 5-year life essay again. I did my 4 quadrants again. I set up my anti-goals again. And I did one other thing, my roadblocks. I haven't talked much about roadblocks on my site, but all the other stuff is all talked about. And if you join me for boot camp, which the video course will be on sale. As I'm recording this, the coaching course is available on sale till tomorrow. But you're going to miss it. So you're going to have to wait for another month or two. And then it'll show up again for the coaching course. So my first roadblock is actually Mr. Incredible, because I took a picture of Syndrome, who's above my desk. And that's what I started with. And I went through and took out my 12 weeks. Like, what do I really want to do? What is most important to me? What is the one thing I can do that will make the rest of my business easier or irrelevant? And I sat back down and looked at the things. So the big things were a site revamp, grow my list, and books. And so that's like getting some books out, getting the task book out, which will come out in February. It'll come out across the blog and across Amazon and everything else. I also wrote a freelance book called Getting Unstuck for if you're stuck in your freelancing business, and that is already available on Amazon. Search my name, Curtis McHale, you'll find it, and it's on my site. It published on this Tuesday, so January 8th, January 9th it published on my site. Whole book right there. 12,000 words as a blog post. If you remember, if you're in the boot camp, if you got the video course even, you get this for free. This is a free book that you get, or you can purchase it on Amazon as well. Anyway, so the other thing I want to do is I want to get the Idiot book done, which I had started working on before Christmas when I went down to WooConf, and then I wanted to get the task book done, which is going really well. It's like 30,000 words in. It probably will not come as a single post, big book at 50,000 words, but it'll come out over all of February, and the book will be published on Amazon for you to purchase as well. I got my 2017 book done. So 2016 is out, and I wanted to update my Effective Client email book. So that's 4 books I want to work on this quarter. Actually 5 because one's already done. So grow my list. So the tactics I wanted to use for growing my list was pitch more podcasts. Pitch some good sites to write for them. I want to do some webinars, and I want to do big content monthly. So that's what I just published on January 9th, and what I will publish all through February. So like even a post as I split up this book will be like 10,000 words. And my site revamp. I want to support link posts better. Actually probably have to kill my whole theme, it looks like, because it's got some runaway JavaScript going something. I'm going to update the member page, change some home stuff. New lead magnet, put some logos up for the place I've written for, like Huffington Post, Success, and just revamp some of the other rest of the site to fit where I am now. So here you go. Where am I? I have a podcast list together. I have a list of webinar topics, which is already in here. I did not sell a webinar. Why not? Because I started reading Paid to Think. We'll talk about Paid to Think in a minute. But I started reading Paid to Think and had a good reframing exercise. My initial thought on my problem was that not enough people know me. But that might actually not be my problem. My real problem is not enough sales. So what may come out of that is there's 3 options. Not enough people know me, my products are crap, or my marketing's crap. Those are the 3 options. So to solve those better, before I start reaching out to more people, I'm going to start surveying my list again. And that should come out, I guess, the week you see this, but next week as I'm recording, that should come out a survey of the content that I'm interested in for you. That you might be interested in. So I will put a link to that in the show notes. I need to remember to go do that. So I'll have to write that down in a second. So that I have the survey for you too. What are you most interested in that I can produce for you in this year? And I will work on that. Yeah, so that's why I'm behind on the webinar. I didn't sell it because I want to do that. I wrote the task book. I pitched another Dojo module to Asian Efficiency. I just one published in January at Asian Efficiency around analog productivity. See, I'm a notebook guy, right? I'm not sure if you can see the one on my belt. It's not there. It's right here. I'll pull out that blue one in a second too. So I talk about how I do all of that. And update my 3 issues and work on the me page. So I've done some of this already. I just haven't updated. Like I said, I probably need to totally revamp some of my themes. So a few things are on hold, and we shall see. Scoring wise, I'm doing decently. The big thing that I need to do is produce content. So I've done really good at that. I wrote 6,000 words over about 4 or 5 hours this week, which is good. And then I got all the blog posts out today. So I'm just looking for the quote. So the quote you'll see in the show notes is, when you seek to improve yourself as a leader by following the popular approach of trying to adopt certain personality traits or even mimic leadership styles of successful leaders, you're heading on a divergent path away from the outcome you're actually seeking. That's because transferring an attribute like charisma from one person to yourself or others is difficult at best, if not altogether impossible. So as I read this is out of Paid to Think, which I'll review in a few months. I got a few lined up before that. Short version is there's so many checklists. Oh my goodness. Checklist inside checklist inside checklist. It's like turtles all the way down, which I'll explain eventually. It's from Yertle the Turtle, so maybe you can guess. So as I looked at that, I thought, like, really all I can tell you to do as I give advice is what works for me. What's worked for some of my clients coaching wise. If you're interested in coaching, you can go to curtismchale.ca/work with me, and that's -work-with-me. That's all I can tell you. What's worked for me, what I read worked, and what's worked for my clients. And that's it. All I can help you with. It's up to you to see what works. So right now I'm daily emailing because it's worked for friends of mine. It's worked for people I know in the industry, and it has done a big job to revolutionize sales. At this point, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that it's revolutionized sales. I haven't seen that the soft pitching at the bottom of many of my emails saying, hey, join me at bootcamp, or hey, buy this book, or try this other action hasn't really done much. So, and I honestly don't read daily emails at all. Don't read them. The only email lists that I really enjoy are stuff like Jocelyn K. Glei. She does the Hurry Slowly podcast, which is phenomenal. You should subscribe to that podcast. And what her email list is usually a link or two to something she's produced that she's really proud of in the week, and then a link to 3 or 4 other very interesting articles that she found throughout the week that she says you should read. That's it. And I follow 4 or 5 of those. That's all I read. I don't read anything else. I don't read anyone else's email list. I get some, so I'm sorry, Philip, if you see this. I'm sorry. I get your email. I don't read it. Sorry, Jason. You too. I get it. I don't read it. I don't know why I still get it. I should just unsubscribe. But I want to get other emails from both of you that I know are tied to your drip accounts and everything else. So I don't know how to unsubscribe. Anyway. Which really makes me question, why am I sending freaking daily emails? Why does that even matter? If I do not read them, why do I do it? It also makes me question, as I think about this whole idea, what works for me, what I love is I don't read, say medium length blog posts. So anything, say over 200 words and under 1,500, I very rarely read them. I read things that are like 3,000 words. I read things that are like 200 words, say Seth Godin length, and that's it. I don't read much in the middle because it's enough to give you a taste without really diving deep. And I don't have time for that. I got lots of other things to do. So, and I know that I'm writing, and I'm trying to write daily. I'm trying to write more. I'm trying to write a lot of short stuff, I suppose, and then some really long stuff. Right, I'll dive deep into bullet journaling with photos, with a whole bunch of other stuff, and like the key concepts I use in choosing a new productivity system, or in choosing any system really. And that, like I said, that's pushing 30,000 words right now, and I'm maybe halfway through the content. So we'll see how long it ends up. Maybe 50, maybe 60, just whatever it needs to be. I'm not gonna sweat the actual word count very much. So again, that questions me. Maybe I need to be changing my email list. Maybe you should just be getting one email on Friday at like 10 o'clock. And the Friday email says, here is the 3 posts that I loved that I wrote this week that I think are the most beneficial for you. And here's the 2 or 3 other things that I really think you should read. That's it. Maybe that's a better one for me. and tell you it's brought to you by one of my products. That's it. Brought to you by something. That's it. So I'm struggling with this. I'm wrestling with what is me? What do I want? What would a Stadium of Curtis's? It's Tim Urban's of Wait But Why thing. What would he wrote for a Stadium of Tim Urban's? What would they want to read? That's what he wrote. So I am not convinced that I'm writing what a Stadium of Curtis would want to read. That's it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your, in the comments if you're on YouTube, in the comments on the site, anything. Shoot me an email, curtis@curtismchale.ca. Anything. Let me know. If you're listening to this on YouTube or watching this on YouTube, give me a thumbs up because I'm good looking and awesome and all those things. Just because I love it. And if you're in Overcast or any of your podcasters of choice, give me a 5-star review. I don't want 4 stars. I'll take a 4-star. I don't want anything less than 4 though. Or favorite it or whatever. Thanks for watching. Keep being awesome. Episode 150 for January 19th. Keep being awesome. Thanks.